Ohayo gozaimasu, guys! Good morning! This is Phil, a Kiwi in Japan, and welcome to another video for Treasures for Trigger. You can see this morning I have my purple army in front of me, and something I want to discuss today. I've got a couple of wee deliveries that I'd like to open, and then we'll get into a bit of a discussion. So, I'm going to go into the post box quickly. So, the first one here, which I received quite a few days ago, so the seller is waiting patiently for me to give him feedback. And he didn't use any tape either, it just popped open very quickly. But yeah, I've got a transformer in here, another one, but this one is not a Hasbro or sort of Takara figure. It's not a G1. It's a oh, this is awesome. It's a Megatron figure, leader of the Decepticons, and yeah, he looks really cool. This is I think I'm going to have to put some details in the comments later. I think this is called a Yamaguchi figure. I think it's 2007 if I'm not mistaken, and apparently he's a very poseable figure, and yeah, he's got lots of articulation, and I saw it online and I thought it looked way cooler than the original G1 Megatron, because I'm not a big fan. I think he looks a bit ridiculous, but this fella looks really cool, and he's much smaller. I think getting the Megatron in the gun form would also be a bit of a hassle, getting through customs for international delivery or taking it with me. So this guy is fantastic. He looks so cool, and I was a bit nervous because the seller in the comments mentioned that the photo had some extra accessories, and then I got a strange message saying that the figure didn't include the box, which I knew, but then he said it didn't include the extra accessories. But yeah, I must have misunderstood the message, because it did come with he's got a different face and a few different hands, a few different hand options for his left hand. So yeah, something different, very cool. I think it's sort of a Japanese exclusive figure, so it's nice to get some of those sometimes. So yeah, very happy with him. And another box here. Let me see what we have inside. Actually, I think this is the seller that's been waiting a long time for me to yeah, basically on Mercury you've got to click that you've received the figure, and then that's when you actually get the money on your Mercury account. So he sold it to me, but he's been waiting a few days to actually receive his money, so I've been waiting for my chance to do a video. But so now after this video I can click that I've received it, and he can obviously receive his well-earned money from me. So I have one of the another Decepticon in here. Again, it's not a G1. This is from I think it's actually an American release, not a Japanese release. It's a classics version, and he looks fantastic. Again, it's a more modern version, but it's still got the rub sign there, so it does look G1. It's got its missiles as well, and this is Skywarp. And yeah, Skywarp actually has always been probably one of my favorite Transformer figures, purely because of its color scheme, black and purple. It just looks so freaking cool, and yeah, a big fan of Skywarp, so I'm very happy to have this guy in my collection, even though it's not a G1. So another thing that I'm happy about, I'll add him to the army that I've got in front of me here. So my purple army. So something I wanted to kind of talk about this morning. Oh! my goodness, oh dear, I maybe will cut that from camera because I'm tired of tired of figures falling over, but maybe I'll keep it as a blooper. So yeah, something that I wanted to talk about this morning. It's may sound a bit weird, maybe a bit too much psychology, but the idea of color and how that sort of impacts your choices and your preferences in life. And I think actually I've got this guy here, Skeletor, to thank. He-Man figures or Masters of the Universe figures were some of the first figures that I remember having as a kid. And I remember seeing Skeletor, and I just I fell in love with the color scheme. And I think ever since that, purple basically has been my favorite color. And yeah, it sort of followed me all the way through life. A big fan of purple. And it's interesting as well, a lot of the villains, the bad guys, seem to have purple color schemes. So you know, the Foot Soldiers, Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This guy here, Hydro Viper from Gi Joe, again, he's a bad dude. Probably, you know, in my top 5 of favorite Gi Joe figures, Hydro Viper. He looks amazing, his color scheme. Then we've got, of course, the Decepticons, the bad guys in Transformers. Again, the main color being purple. So yeah, we've got purple on his chest there. Again, I love Skywarp because of his color scheme. I've got a few more boxes to show you. With regards to falling into this hobby in Japan, when I first started sort of looking around on Mercury, I discovered this here. This is the first figure that I bought in Japan, so this is what started the craze. So this is an encore version, so a reissue of, I don't have the figure inside the box actually, it's a reissue of Starscream. And I saw the packaging on Mercury, and I fell in love at first sight, and I wanted to buy it. And again, purple, I think just the color scheme, I don't know what it is about it, and I'm not sure why villains. I'm sure there is a bit of a history or something that I can check on Wikipedia about purple and its association with evilness or villainy, but for some reason I've always been a fan of the bad guys, and yeah, I think maybe purple has something to do with it. Even my favorite WWF wrestler of all time, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, he often wore purple tights. Yeah, I'm a bit weird maybe. So I don't know what came first. I don't know if it was the love of Skeletor and his colour scheme, or if I liked purple before that, and that's why I sort of was drawn to you know, figures like Skeletor. And Skeletor's panther, the purple panther that he rides, again, probably my favourite figures from Masters of the Universe. One of my favourite figures of all time, actually. And from that, my favourite animal, I'm sounding like a primary school kid, my favourite animal is still a panther to this day. So yeah, so this has got a Skywarp in it too. This is not a Japanese release, I don't think, but it's a G1. It's got a couple, I think it's Thundercracker and Skywarp. So again, lots of purple. And I think I mentioned earlier that I had a Brawl figure. I just wanted to show off his box. Again, a bad guy, Decepticon in beautiful purple. So yeah, I mean, bit of a strange topic maybe, but it'd be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. How much of an influence has colour had in terms of your preferences for collections, life? It's interesting, like even going to sports, things like NBA basketball teams. Again, as a 10 or 11-year-old, I fell in love with the Charlotte Hornets, and they basically had sort of Skeletor's colour scheme. They had sort of teal blue and a lot of purple. Some fantastic players too, Larry Johnson. They were a marketer's dream, the Charlotte Hornets back in the day. So they were my favourite team, and probably still are. The Minnesota Vikings, NFL football, purple, my favourite gridiron team. They also had a Kiwi playing way back in the day, in the early to mid 90s. I can't remember his name, but a big Polynesian dude. So yeah, still a fan of the Vikings. So yeah, a bit odd maybe. Yeah, how much purple has influenced my preferences in life with figures as well. And yeah, I still have sort of a romantic association with the color purple. So yeah, that's me. Now you know a little bit more about what goes inside this strange head. But yeah, I still think purple looks fantastic. Actually, my parents were kind enough when I was in my teens. They allowed me to paint my room. Guess what color I painted it? Purple. So yeah, maybe not the most popular color amongst all boys. Maybe I'm slightly different. But yeah, I don't care. I love purple. I love the bad guys. I love collecting these vintage figures. The two today actually not vintage, but again, something that will look nice in my collection. Pretty happy with this guy here. He's quite different, so I'll try and put some more information about Megatron in the descriptions after the video. Anyway guys, basically that's what I wanted to talk to today. Thank you very much for listening to my my little chat about the color purple. Sounds like Sesame Street. Anyway, nice to chat again. This is Phil, a Kiwi in Japan, with his purple collection. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, please comment. This is Treasures for Trigger. Sayonara. See you the next time. Bye bye.